If I could travel back in time, not to change a single thing, but just to have one conversation with the younger you, what would you say? What is the one lesson you've learned that you wish you knew back then? What's the regret you'd finally put to rest, or the hope you'd offer? This isn't a fantasy about fixing your mistakes, it's an act of radical empathy. It's about looking at that younger person, who was so lost, so scared, so full of unbridled hope, and finally giving them the validation they deserved. So, for the next few minutes, I want you to close your eyes, or just let them soften, and imagine that I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to them. The you who is waiting for this conversation. The first thing I'd tell you is about time. You think it's a finish line, that there's a certain age you're supposed to be married, a certain age you're supposed to have your career figured out, a certain number in your bank account that will finally give you peace, and you're rushing toward all of it. You're trying to win the race of life. You're so focused on the destination that you're missing the journey. You're living in the future and you're letting the present, this moment right now, slip through your fingers like sand. I wish I could tell you that the finish line is a mirage. Life is not a race. It's not a checklist. It's a garden you're tending, one flower at a time. The real work isn't about reaching the end, it's about learning to be here, now. The next thing I'd show you is not a highlight reel of my successes, but a map of my regrets. Not because I want you to feel bad, but because a regret is just a signpost. It's a compass pointing toward a path you should have taken, or a lesson you needed to learn. There's the moment I didn't speak up for myself because I was afraid of making someone else uncomfortable. The moment I chose the safe job over the creative project that made my heart sing. The time I let a beautiful friendship fade because I was too busy. I want you to see these regrets not as failures, but as acts of courage. I want you to understand that every wrong turn was just a necessary part of the journey. Because without them, I wouldn't be here, having this conversation with you. I'd sit you down and tell you about the gift of imperfection. You're so convinced that you have to be perfect, that your grades, your body, your social media presence, all have to be flawless. But let me tell you a secret. There's a Japanese philosophy called wabi-sabi. It's the beauty found in things that are imperfect, transient, and incomplete. A chipped teacup, a weathered stone, a crooked tree, they all tell a story. They have a kind of beauty that perfection can never replicate. You are not a finished product. You are a work in progress. The cracks in your soul are where the light gets in. The mistakes you make are the stories you'll have to tell. You don't have to be perfect to be worthy of love and happiness. You just have to be yourself. So, this is my final message to you. You are enough. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. The person you are right now, with all of your hopes and fears and flaws, is a masterpiece in the making. And as I stand here today, the person you will become, I want you to know this. I am so proud of you. For every moment you felt alone, for every time you got back up after falling down, for every small act of courage you didn't even know you had. You're going to get through it. You're going to be okay. And it's all going to be more beautiful and more complex and more worthwhile than you could ever imagine. And as you go about the rest of your day, I want you to remember that the person you will become is watching you. So when you look in the mirror, what will you tell yourself?